Hello everybody, my name is Helior, and welcome back to the Fire Emblem Three Houses Maddening mode playthrough. Last time we saved the three lords from bandits, because of course we did, it's a Fire Emblem game, and now we have to deal with Geralt's worst enemy. Puns. Alois certainly loves Geralt. Can't say the same the other way around though.
Captain Gerald? It is you! Goodness, it's been ages! Don't you recognize me? It's Alois, your old right-hand
I'm sure that is
man.
what you thought of yourself,
Well,
Alois.
that's how I always thought of myself anyway. Oh, it must have been 20 years ago that you went missing without a trace. I always knew you were still alive.
You haven't changed a bit, Alois, just as loud as ever. And drop
Geralt's
that
tired
captain
tone
nonsense.
is just
I'm not your
completely
captain anymore.
exasperated and done
These days,
with
I'm just a
anything
wandering
Alois is
mercenary,
doing.
One who has work to do. Goodbye, old friend.
Right.
Just tries to
Goodbye,
end it off,
Captain.
but completely fails.
Wait, that isn't how this ends. I insist that you return to the monastery with me.
Garreg Mach Monastery.
It really wasn't, and it still
I suppose
doesn't have
this
to
was
be.
inevitable.
You can
And how about
kill
you,
Alois
Are you the
and the
captain's
three
child?
lords and just end it. Alois likes funny answers, so we have to go with this.
Great sense of humor, this one. Clearly cut
Great
from the same
alliteration,
cloth as the captain.
Alois.
I'd love for you to see the monastery too. You will join me, won't you?
Now this here is one of the things that first clued me in that
What's
Byleth
trouble,
had his own
Captain?
personality.
You aren't about to
Because
run
if
off
I had the
again,
choice,
are
I
you?
definitely would have
Even I
resisted the
wouldn't
call to
dare run
action,
from
or
the
at
Knights of
least
Saros.
if the choice was given to me,
Knights of Saros.
then
They do
I'd
seem
feel
rather
more comfortable
skilled.
saying he was a self-insert. But in this case, he just solemnly nods,
your presence
which
is
isn't an
required.
option,
Get going.
or a dialogue option here. But next we go to
I appreciate your
the
help.
three
back there.
lords
Your
and
skill
their
is beyond
candy-colored
question.
capes.
You're clearly an experienced mercenary. And your father, that would be Geralt, the Bladebreaker?
Apparently,
Former
that's his
captain of the
personal
Knights of
skill, so
Saros.
probably.
Oft praised as the strongest knight to ever live. Have I missed anything?
You missed his crest, Edelgard. I think you would
How
know that.
curious. I'd wager the explanation for that is fascinating indeed.
Hey,
But yeah, that
you
one gives
are
support
coming with us
points.
to
The other one
monastery,
doesn't,
right?
interestingly
Of course
enough,
you are.
even though they
I'd
both
love
lead
to
to the
bend your ear
same
as we travel.
dialogue.
Oh, I should mention that the three of us are students
Nothing
at the
extra
Officers
or
Academy
anything.
at Garreg Mach Monastery. We were doing some training exercises when those bandits attacked. I definitely got the worst of it.
That's because you ran
That would be
away like a
because you ran
wuss.
off.
Too true. I was the first to make
Shame
a
him,
strategic retreat.
Edelgard. Woo!
Everything would have worked out if these two hadn't followed me and ruined everything. Because of them, every single one of those bandits chased after us.
There were only like
Utterly
what?
ridiculous.
Like
Ah, so
1,
that's
2,
what you were
3,
thinking,
4,
Clark.
5, 6.
Here I thought you were acting as a decoy. for the
9
sake of us
bandits
all.
in that group.
His
You
intentions
definitely
were
should have
as
been able
clear
to
as
deal
day.
with it just
You
standing
will prove
there.
a lacking ruler if you cannot see the truth behind a person's words.
Ooh.
You will prove a lacking ruler yourself if you look for deceit behind every word and fail to trust those whom you rely on.
Oh,
Ooh.
joy. A royal debate between their highnesses.
Fight.
I wonder
fight,
how being
fight,
completely
fight,
predictable
fight.
affects one's ability to wield power. Personally, as the embodiment of distrust, I'd say your little exchange smacks of naivete.
Burn.
Naive. Tell me,
Edelgard
are you
certainly
actually
got it.
incapable of keeping quiet, or is your lack of self-awareness a condition of some sort?
In
It's
any
definitely
case,
a condition.
Forgive our
Edelgard.
digression. I must speak with you if you can spare a moment. The way you held your ground against the bandits' leader was captivating. You never lost control of the situation.
As far as
Showed
you
me
know.
still have much to learn.
Your skill is precisely why I must ask you to consider lending your services to the Empire. I might as well tell you.
I might as well
I am
pull
no mere
rank.
student. I am also the Adrestian Empire's.
Halt, Edelgard. Please allow me to finish my own proposition. The Holy Kingdom of Fargus is in dire need of exceptional individuals like yourself. Please, do consider returning
Granted,
to the
we
kingdom
were
with me.
heading to the kingdom on a
Whoa
job,
there,
but
you
now
two
we're heading
sure are
to
hasty.
Garreg Mach
Trying to
Monastery.
recruit someone you just met. tactless, really.
Considering
I was personally
where we
planning to
are,
develop
it
a
is
deep
in the
and
same
lasting
direction.
friendship on our journey back to the monastery before begging for favors. But it seems there's no time for niceties in this world. So, capable stranger, let's get right to it.
Way to phrase
Where
it,
does your
Claude.
allegiance lie?
Jeez.
It seems one's place of birth is quite significant to them. Yet they are so impressed by you that you may take your pick. Well,
Since we're going Silver Snow, a Dresden Empire it is. More Edelgard
A
support
wise
points
choice.
for us.
Though the Empire has fallen from its former glory, the other regions are merely offshoots
burn.
that pale in comparison.
Edelgard really likes to
All
start
right,
these
that's
shade
enough with
wars,
the
doesn't
small
she?
talk. It's time to head back to the monastery.
Looks like we'll have to pick this up another time.
my, they are in such a hurry. You know, each of the three is most unique.
Unique is an interesting term. She is a refined young woman, but I feel as though she is always evaluating me. She seems quite sincere, but I sense darkness lurking beneath, crawling in my skin. His easy smile is striking, but that smile doesn't reach his eyes.
Yes, I thought the same.
These descriptions are quite great, though. If you don't pick their route, you'll never know anything about that. Each of the lords are characterized so differently, except for maybe Edelgard. You don't get a lot of context for what happens with them.
Part 1.
Now, if there's
White
one
clouds.
cutscene
Great
that I like
tree
to
moon.
skip, it's these month
3
intro
houses.
cutscenes. They're all essentially, what's the word, exposition?
The icy winds of the Agma Mountains
And they
have
take
begun
forever.
to scatter, and the verdant fields once again.
So I'm going to skip this. If you want me to cover these cutscenes, though, just post that in the comments, and I'll see it.
The continent of Fodlan, said to be protected by a revered
Now, this
goddess,
takes a little
has
bit,
existed
but
since
it's
time
good
immemorial.
exposition,
3 ruling
and it's
powers
pretty
now
unique.
control the
It
land.
tells you about the world.
In the south,
And it's
lies a
almost
region
the
long held
only
by a
good
more
map
than
picture you ever get.
1,000-year-old dynasty, the Adrestian Empire. Beyond its borders, to the
The
frigid north,
Berglites, the
is the home of the
Arendelle
Holy Kingdom of Fargus,
territories,
ruled by the
Rho.
royal family and its knights.
You can see the tail team playing.
To the east, a league of
Gautier,
nobles that heeds no king
Galatea,
nor emperor,
Karen,
rules what is called the Leicester Alliance.
Edmund,
Once consumed by a tempest of
Deegan,
war and turmoil,
Goneril,
Fodlan and these 3
and
mighty
then all the
powers
surrounding
now
nations,
exist in
such as
relative
Albinia, Morphus, Almyra, Srang. And here comes another cutscene. This is gonna have a lot of
This will be
cutscenes
your
in
first
it,
time at the monastery.
just because
I'd be
it's the
happy to
beginning of
show
the
you
game,
around.
It really
and it's
is
just
Fodlan in a
introducing
nutshell.
everything.
The good and the bad.
Like it or not, we'll be there soon enough.
I kind of like this scene because Edelgard never looks at you in this, whereas the other two try to be like more personal. Personable is the word I was looking for.
There it is. Garrick Mock Monastery.
I wonder what the etymology of Garreg Mach actually is. Foreshadowing of places you'll be later. But we got our first look at the professor, so here's Professor Hanneman. Professor Manuela. Generic student A.
Rhea's here.
And finally, Rhea. Really like the shot because they could have gone for shadow over the face here, but they went for a fully lit shot of her.
Did the flow of time bring you here?
This is also a line that I don't find especially meaningful, yet is positioned like it is.
It's been years since I've last set
To be
eyes on this
forced to
place.
see her now.
To be forced to see her now.
Certainly unfortunate, Gerald. Her?
You saw her in the courtyard earlier, didn't you? The Archbishop, Lady Rhea.
I find it interesting that Gerald continues to refer to her as Lady Rhea. Lady
As
Rhea.
you know, the majority of folks in Fodlan are devout
Yeah, I
followers of the
do.
teachings of Seros. The leader of that ridiculously large religious organization is the Archbishop, Lady Rhea.
Thank you for your patience, Gerald. My name is Seteth. I am an advisor to the Archbishop.
Right. Hello.
It has been a long time, Gerald. I wonder,
It is
was
always
it the will of the
goddess to
that we
you,
have another
Rhea.
chance meeting like this?
Forgive my silence all these years.
She
Much has
definitely
happened since we
pushes
last
that a
spoke.
lot, and you'll see that much
So
more.
I see. The
The
miracle of
miracle of
fatherhood
fatherhood
has
has blessed you.
That is your child, is it not?
Yes. Born many years after I left this place, I wish I could introduce you to the mother of my child, but I'm afraid we lost her to illness.
I see. My condolences. As for you, I heard of your valiant efforts from Alois. What is your name?
You can be forthcoming or not, and I prefer to be forthcoming, because we need those
fine
support
name
points with
indeed.
Rhea.
From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for saving those students of the Officers' Academy. Gerald,
Gerald.
you already know what it is I wish to say, do you not?
You want me to rejoin the Knights of Seros, don't you?
Say no.
I
Say
won't
it.
say
Do it.
no, but
Do it, Gerald.
Your apprehension stings. I had expected that Alois would have already asked this of you.
Rhea.
I must step away
Don't
for now.
sass me.
But I expect they will desire a word with you soon. Please listen carefully to what they have to say. Until tomorrow, farewell.
I can't believe it. Forced back into
You
the Knights of
definitely could have said
Seros.
no, Gerald.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Looks like I'll
Looks
be
like
stuck here
consent
for a
isn't a
while.
thing.
And I'm afraid your services are requested as well.
I like how this is internal dialogue in Violet's part. Considering his clear paranoia, we have to go with the House of Servant.
Nothing like that. They want you to teach, by the sound of it.
Basically
You
the
heard
same
those
thing,
brats
let's be
earlier
real.
talking about the Officers' Academy, right? Well, the Academy just happens to be short a professor.
Just happens
And
to be
apparently
short
that
of
damned
professor.
Alois went and recommended you to Lady Rhea.
Alois is the sort of
you must be
the source
new
of all our
professor.
problems in this
My,
story.
how stern and handsome you are.
No. I'm not the one.
And
you're
here are the
looking
two
for.
people we saw
You
in
can
the
handle
beginning
things from
cutscene,
here.
which I already
Good luck.
named. I keep on ruining this.
And watch out for Lady Rhea.
Whatever, I
I
presume
don't
you
know
guys
what she's
know
thinking,
the
making you a
basic story,
professor
at
like
least for the
this.
first part.
She may be up to something. Stay on your guard.
Oh, it's you then? So young.
Competence
Manuela,
and
don't be
age
a
are not
cougar.
necessarily correlated, as you well know. I am Hanneman, a Crest scholar and professor at the
Here's
Officers' Academy.
Hanneman.
I wonder if you bear a crest of your own. When next you have a moment to spare, I insist that you pay
Quoting
me a visit
Aegis,
so we can delve into the subject
Dangerous
further.
enthusiasm and
I'm
persistence
Manuela. I'm a
detected,
professor,
retreating
a physician,
immediately.
A songstress, and available. It's nice to meet you.
I like doing you're a songstress here, but we'll go with you're a physician because I feel like her appearance doesn't beget that
I look
more.
too pretty for that line of work, do I? But yes, when I'm not teaching, I can be found in the infirmary. If you're ever lonely, please do come and pay me a visit. I would love
Manuela's
to.
already making the moves.
Spare our colleague the needless chatter.
Needless
my
chatter.
lord. Now,
Hanneman.
it seems you'll be taking charge of one of the Academy's 3 houses. I expect you
Roll
haven't yet
credits.
been briefed on the nature of each, have you?
Do you really not know? Fine. I'll do you a favor and explain. The Officers' Academy is comprised of 3 houses of students, each of which is closely affiliated with its region of origin. The
First,
Black
we
Eagle
have the
House is for students from
Ravenclaws.
the Adrestian Empire. Their house leader this year is Edelgard, the Imperial
Don't tell me in the
princess,
comments that they're
who is in
Gryffindors.
line
They
to
are
be the next
Ravenclaws.
emperor.
You see the emblem.
The Blue Lion
Next
House
is the
for
Gryffindors.
students from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Their house leader this year is Prince Dimitri. He is to be the next king of Fargus.
Lastly,
And then
there is
finally,
the
best
Golden
house,
Deer
the
House,
Hufflepuffs.
which is for students of the Leicester Alliance. Their house leader is Claude, grandson to Duke Regan, the leader of the Alliance.
To think that the next emperor, king, and sovereign duke are all here.
Considering
It is a
the
promising year for the academy.
myriad,
I'll
I
say,
guess, of
I
ages
just
in
hope
this
none of those
academy,
little
it is certainly
treasures cause any
surprising.
trouble.
Don't think they're all the same age,
Quite.
though. I think
For now,
Claude is slightly
I suggest
younger.
taking a stroll around the academy to get your bearings. And when you've a moment, please stop by my research laboratory.
The old man has a point. Oh, and keep in mind that I've only notified the house
Definitely is
leaders
more
that
fun,
you're our new
Manuela. You have the
professor.
right idea.
It's more fun that way. I suggest you try spending time with the students. Some odd ducks in that bunch, but they're good kids. I'm sure Lady Rhea will have more information for you tomorrow, but that should get you going.
Weirdly foreboding,
luck.
Manuela, but
You'll need
okay.
it.
Have you no intention of changing your mind, Rhea? Appointing a stranger, a child no less, as a professor at our esteemed academy is...
I have made my decision, Sedith. I know
You
worrying
can't
comes
challenge
naturally
me?
to you, but there is truly no need. That stranger is Gerald's flesh and blood, after all.
I can't say that's all too comforting. How trustworthy is this Geralt character? Is he not the man who went missing after the Great Fire 21 years ago? I would remind you that Flame is now here with us as well. I beg of you, please consider whether this is an unnecessary risk.
There's construction outside.
Sedith, they have my trust. Let that be enough for you as well. More importantly, I have received a report
Either that
from
or
Sheehan.
they're just moving a
I
lot
am
of stuff
increasingly
outside.
concerned about a matter regarding our suspicious individual. We cannot ignore those who harbor ill will toward the
Suspicious
church,
individual, huh?
especially if they are frequenting
Well,
Garrick Mach.
I think that gets resolved
Yes,
in
that
chapter
matter
5.
is of great importance
Or-
as well. I shall continue
2.
my investigation.
Wow, I'm bad at counting.
Rhea, for now, I will have faith that you are placing your trust with the utmost care. I pray that nothing occurs to shake that confidence.
Hop, 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 hop. This is probably one of the longest loading screens in the game because it's the first time they're loading the monastery. Bang, 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 bang. Now this cutscene shows all the students. This one drags a little bit since they have to show everyone. Yeah, no. Because of the fact that she's showing her crest, it implies that magic is very crest-based. But that's not especially true. Though 5 out of the 6 main mages do have crests. Well, if you're not playing Black Eagles, because then you get 1 extra. Now, this is the foreboding shot of Rhea I was expecting at the beginning of the game. Granted, this is still the beginning of the game. And it's our first exploration phase.
I assume you are already aware that you will be teaching here at the Officers' Academy, correct? To start, please speak with the 3 house leaders. You should also take a look around the academy and acquaint yourself with your new home. That
I don't
is your
wish for this
first
to be my new
task here at the
home.
monastery. Please let me know if you accept
Do I really have a
Once
choice,
you have
Rhea?
finished, come and speak with me. May I ask a favor of you?
Speak to the 3 house leaders and gather information about the students in each house. The students can be found in the reception hall, on the first floor, and throughout the Officers' Academy. And we get an iron sword for doing this. This is about quests. But first, let's talk to Sedith and Alois.
I imagine you were a bit surprised that I recommended you
I'm
as a
surprised
professor
that
here. Frankly,
they
we had
allowed
someone
that,
else in mind
honestly.
for the role, but they ran off during our dust-up with the bandits. Can't entrust
Sounds like a
students
fun
to someone
side
who's
story.
abandoned them once before.
I
Huh?
wonder if the
You
DLC will
saved
bring
the
back that
lives of the
character.
students
That
you
sounds
came
like fun.
across. That, at least, was admirable. Now, you should make the rounds. Go around the monastery and see that you greet everyone.
You can also press B or Y to dash. But this is the only time this teleporter ever appears. For some reason, they don't want you taking the stairs. I can understand why, but it's still a weird decision. Now here's the reception hall. All the random students here just talk about one of the students.
Okay.
Don't really give a lot about them, though.
So you've
Here's
accepted a
Edelgard.
teaching position here. Pity. I was hoping you would lend your strength to the Empire. I never properly introduced myself, did I? My name is Edelgard von Hresvelk. I am the princess and heir apparent of the Adrestian Empire. I wonder if you'll be tasked with leading the Black Eagles.
I wonder.
I hope you have a
It's
chance
not
to
like
meet
I've already
everyone.
made the decision
Would you like to know more
yet.
about any of the Black Eagles?
Now, normally I would do this, but since we're running a little bit low on time, I'm going to save that for the next episode.
Greetings! You must be the new professor. What a pleasure. As for me, my job is to stand here at this glorious entrance and leisurely watch over the comings and goings of everyone. Make folks smile, you know? And by that, I mean to vigilantly guard this entrance with my very life. No levity whatsoever. As of now, nothing to report.
He's so cute. He wants to make everyone smile. Best NPC. I think we'll talk with everyone in the houses.
The Golden Deer House is for students of the Leicester Alliance. Our
The
house leader
students
is heir to
outside
Alliance's
the house
leadership, House
rooms
Regan.
just talk
We have plenty of
about
other prominent nobles as well.
where the house comes from. So in the Golden Deer's case, it's the Leicester Alliance.
So you're the skilled mercenary who saved Claude, are you?
Oh, you are? It's such an honor to meet you. Ignatz Victor. My parents are Alliance merchants.
And I am Lysithia von Ordelia.
I'm probably
Please
gonna
do not
forget it.
It's like this.
Hey, are you that mercenary? Everyone's been talking about you. I'm Hilda Valentine Goneril, and her name is...
The candy-colored hair does
Marion
really
van
help, though.
Egmond. Are you joining the Knights of Saros or something? Well, I look forward to seeing more of you.
Aw, thanks, Hilda. I feel appreciated. Wait, that's not where students are. Ah! I'm trapped behind the blackboard.
Are you someone's guest? The dining hall's that way, if that's what you're looking for.
No, Raphael. That's Captain Gerald's kid. Hi, I'm Leonie Pinelli, Captain Gerald's
Spin
first
right
and greatest
round.
apprentice. I'm sure he's told you about me.
This
Nice to
feels
meet
like the
ya.
best
I'm
angle
Raphael
for this.
Kirsten. Who are you again?
Raphael is honestly me. The person who can't remember names for anything.
Ah, you must be the renowned mercenary who rescued Claude.
Almost cursed, but I'm trying
Honestly,
to keep this
you should
family
not have
friendly.
troubled yourself over the likes of him.
I'll probably end up cursing later.
My name is Lawrence Hellman Gloucester. You will want to remember it.
Lawrence Hellman Gloucester. Hellman is such a honestly awesome last name.
This classroom belongs to the Blue Lion House. Our house leader is Prince Dimitri. All of us here hail from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus.
I don't think that's technically true, considering Mercedes is in this house.
Hey there. Are you the mercenary who saved His Highness? It's an honor to meet you.
Yes, no,
I'm
maybe
Sylvain Jose Gautier. Feel free to say hi whenever you like.
I think he has different text if you're a girl.
Hi there.
He's
you must
like,
be the one
you
everyone's talking
gorgeous.
about. I'm Ash.
Want to go
Great
on a
to
date
meet
with
you.
me or something?
This here is Dedu. He serves Prince Dimitri.
I have
Hey,
heard that you rescued His
Dedu.
Highness.
Love you.
Words cannot express
Heart.
my gratitude. Should you ever require
Honestly,
my
love
strength,
Ash too, though.
please know
so-
that I will hasten to repay this debt.
Everyone here is great.
I have heard
I
all
love
about
all
what
of
you
them.
did from Prince Dimitri.
And
As a citizen of Fargus, I thank you.
He also said you're quite skilled. And he doesn't just say things like that. I look
Yeah,
forward to
this is a better
sparring with
angle.
you and beating you.
Felix, must you always speak of fighting right away?
Yes, he must.
Oh, and, you may call me Ingrid. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
The pleasure's all mine.
And who's this? You don't look familiar at all. Do you work here at the monastery?
Oh, Mercy! Do you think this is that mercenary people have been talking about?
Now that I think about it, that does sound like something Dimitri may have said. I suppose you'll be enrolling
Yeah,
at
Dimitri
the
may
Officers
have said
Academy
that.
too, then? Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Mercedes, and this is my best friend.
I'm Annette. It's nice to meet you.
One thing that's fun about this, Mercedes is almost certainly older than, I think it's actually certainly, is older than the protag. So she's the
This
only
is the
student
classroom
who's
of
older
the Black
than
Eagle
him.
House, which is for students from the Adrestian Empire. Our house leader is Princess Edelgard. There are many other nobles among our ranks as well.
Oh.
All the spotted the character. Oh right, these two people are just talking.
What? I don't talk to strangers.
Bernadetta, this is no stranger. Our house leader owes this person a great debt. Is that not right? I am Ferdinand von Eyre, legitimate son of the Eyre family, the Empire's
Implying that there's an
foremost
illegitimate son of the
house. Are
Eyre
you going to join our
family.
class? I look forward to getting better acquainted with you.
Here's Dorothea.
Well, aren't you just lovely? Is this your first time in the
Wouldn't
monastery?
mind it.
Shall I show you around? Oh,
I think
my
she's
name
this
is
flirty
Dorothea.
even if you're a
Before
girl,
I
which is
joined the
great.
academy, I was a member of an opera company in the Empire.
We stand by
You should hear me
people.
sing sometime.
Whoa. Is it true that you saved Edelgard? That's incredible. The name's Caspar, by the way. Pleased to meet you.
Linhard, goodbye.
Bye, Linhart.
Jeez, Linhard. How'd you get into the academy with those manners? So, are you a
Because you
student
don't
here
need
too?
manners
Maybe we'll
to
be
get
in the
into
same
the
class.
academy. You need the money. Money.
I am Hubert, a humble servant of Lady Edelgard. I
Not
heard
very
you came to the
humble,
aid of
are
her
we?
Highness. You have my
No.
most sincere
Humble.
thanks. This is Petra. She has come all the way from Brigid to study in the Empire.
That
Back on
implies
her
very different
archipelago, she is
things to what she actually is doing here.
In Fodlan terms, she would be called heir to the throne.
Imperial princess
I am
is a
called
term
Petra.
here. I think we know what
I
a
am pleased to
princess
be meeting
is.
with- no, I am pleased to have met you.
I guess Edelgard only ever refers to herself as the heir to the Adrestian
Please
Empire,
accept my
so
apologies for the other day.
guess that's fair enough.
You came to our aid, yet I hadn't even the courtesy to properly introduce myself. I am Dimitri Alexandra Blathid, Crown Prince of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Of course, at the Academy, I am simply a student. And I've heard word that you are to become a professor here. Delightful news. I still have much to learn, but I'm confident I could benefit greatly from your guidance. In any case, welcome to the monastery. I hear you're investigating the different houses here. Did any of the blue lions catch your attention?
Actually, yes. I'll be going over the units we can actually access. So we'll be going over
Please,
Dimitri and Dedu here.
It's difficult to open up on the spot, don't you think? I'm
Aw,
afraid
look at
my
how
story
timid he
has
is.
not been a pleasant one. I do hope that doesn't color your view of me, but I understand if that can't be helped.
He has a hidden talent in writing, but honestly, it doesn't really matter, and it's not, the skill you get from it isn't that great. Just getting him good at writing, though, is pretty worth it. He also has a surprisingly interesting faith magic
Dedu was born in Dusk
skill set,
and
so
has been
if
loyally
you want to
working
make him
in my
into a
service for
mage,
the
you can
past
do
4
that.
years. He's rather
One thing
taciturn.
that surprises me
Once
about
you get to
Dedu
know
is that he
him,
doesn't
you'll
have a
see he's
weakness in
kind and
reason,
good-natured young man.
so you could legitimately make him into a reason mage if you wanted to. Not that he'd perform well, but I mean, hey. And the rest of them will be able to recruit, so we'll do that. Finally, we'll talk to Claude.
So. Well, scored a teaching gig here, did you? Talk about a great first impression. I guess that means I'd better introduce myself properly. I'm Claude von Regan. I'm from the ruling house of the Leicester Alliance, but don't worry too much about all that madness. I'm guessing you don't know which class you'll be teaching yet, do you? I bet you'd like ours.
Difficult is an interesting
difficult as the
term.
other two.
I think the
Have you
Golden
met the
Deer
folks from the
route
Golden
is
Deer
almost
House yet?
certainly the hardest
Care to
route in
know
the
more
game.
about anyone?
I would love to. Firstly, Claude.
Piqued your interest, have I?
He has a hidden
As
talent
luck
in
would have it,
axes
I'm pretty
because
curious
he
about
wants
you
to
as well.
become what's
But
called
what's
a wyvern
life
rider.
without a bit of mystery? Let's
Due
just
to his
spend the next year or
heritage.
so learning about each other little by little.
Also has a fairly interesting reason.
I appreciate your effort.
Magic. Now, I didn't go over Hilda since you can recruit her. I won't be. And we'll return to the audience chamber. Because I consider Hilda to
How are you
be
enjoying your
the
time
retainer
at the
to
Academy
Claude.
thus far?
And I don't
hope
feel
you
like
have found
it's
our halls brimming with the
especially
vitality of
plot.
well-intentioned souls.
I guess,
I suppose
plot
it is time
compliant
for you to take
to do
charge
so.
of one of our 3 houses of students. I must note that I am personally against entrusting someone as lacking in trackable history as yourself with such a task.
And your
But
and the
it is as
Archbishop's
Archbishop
desires are your
desires.
own.
The black eagles, the blue lions, and the golden deer. All so different. I hope you've made it a point to get to know each of them.
Since you are new here, we have decided to allow you first pick. Manuela and I will take charge of the remaining 2 houses.
Well, we all know which house I'm going to choose, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to leave you here on a cliffhanger. So, next time, we'll pick our house. Thank you so much for watching.